There it goes.
Hi, we're live. We're just comparing notes on which of
There
the
we go.
chatters we should be able to bring on board, and their questions are very good. Rose Blue has a good one. Bemused Shaman has a good one.
Um, Rose blue.
Right below Dale Jones. Dale Jones, if you want to know what sort of materials I use in my grids, come to my Thursday show. We're not going to get into grid making today. But
Well, you
thank you
can
for the question.
mention copper if you want.
Yeah, well, malachite is copper. That's one of
Was
the
it?
stones again. Yeah, so yeah, it's there. It's just not shiny and round like you think. And I've used pyrite, which is a metal.
Okay.
Rose blue about Maxine Waters and Bemused Shaman.
See, did I get it? I'm going to.
No, he Rose
Okay.
blue is right below Dale.
Yeah. Good morning, Lyra.
Love and light to everybody.
Okay, I think I got them. The current ones, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we were just talking behind the scenes about stuff, voting and reactions, and I think we're still in a good place. And I don't know if you all remember, but questions were asked a while back about Joe moving forward. It was probably January, February, whenever we did
Mhm.
this. And we were seeing something of a illness of sorts or some kind of
Setback in some.
setback with Biden. And I was seeing choices. Yeah, and we were both in agreement, at
Mhm.
that point. But there's a choice to be made coming up. And it felt like it was going to be this summer. I think it just was shown
Mhm.
because Joe had an off night and everyone's putting it out the atmosphere. Oh, he should step down, which is nonsense at this point. But we always got at the end result of an outcome,
Mhm.
everything's going to be fine. There's just a choice to become, and we got to move forward. But it's going to be fine.
Guys.
And yeah, and it was, and I got my sickness card. He was ill. It's like crazy how some, our cards are showing this.
Mhm.
Everything's going to be fine.
Well, Obama bombed against Romney the first time. It was terrible. And I remember that one I kind of really worried about, but he pulled it back together. And there was talk then. Oh, Obama needs to pull off the ticket. What? No.
Yeah, it's all crazy stuff. And like with FDR, he was in a wheelchair and not
Well,
very.
FDR would never made it to president. Nobody knew. They'd get him up behind the podium and they'd use the little things that helped him stand up. His
I
son
was,
took care of him.
yeah, I was reading about. I think it was his last term. They had Truman. Truman was out there speaking more than him or something.
Yeah, but Truman didn't know about the nuclear bomb till he died. And then they'd assume now and say, by the way, we have this bomb that can blow away the world.
Crazy. Yep, Joe, it was all good in North Carolina at the Waffle House, and then
Mhm.
there was another event later in New York or something. Everything was good.
Well, the one thing I can say that I thought about it while I was watching the the speaking, it was not a debate. They didn't debate each other at all, but the speaking was um, no one is going to accuse the Democratic Party of hopping Joe up on anything.
Good point. But yeah, CNN did not do a good job. That's for
No,
damn sure.
Dana Bash did a better job of saying you didn't answer the question.
Yeah, that was sad.
That, but
There, he did not answer any question.
No. But you learn how to do that. I used to do murder boards where we taught the candidates how to answer questions, and we would always manage to turn whatever question someone asked us into something we wanted to talk about.
Yeah, that's the saddest part. How you can allow someone to lie constantly. But Joe got some good clapbacks about sleeping with a porn star. I didn't sleep with a porn star. You act like an alley cat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was good things there, but it's just sad that
Well, just imagine how much better
allow a
Joe,
leader to lie constantly and not fact check.
if they do have the debate in September, just imagine how much better Joe's going to look.
Yeah, they'll tweak that instead of policy. All you have to do is fact check the guy.
Yeah. And I think that one's supposed to have fact checking in it. It's part of its deal. But they didn't have as many people watch as they thought they would. And all I kept thinking was, thank God I don't throw Nerf balls anymore, because if I had to throw a Nerf ball for every lie Trump said, my whole living room would be full of them.
Yeah, moving forward, I mean, I really think they're just gonna focus on the administration, the policies. You know, they've done all well. You know, Kamala Harris has been a great spokesman for the administration, and it's going to be women's rights, democracy on the ballot, so it's going to be fine.
It's Rovember, guys.
You bet. Yes, it is.
And
there's another state. I can't remember which one.
Montana put it on its ballot this
Montana,
week.
yes.
And there's 6 more. I sent you the Ballotpedia thing about that. There's 6 more. When they have it, there'll be over 20 states that's going to have abortion on the ballot. And a lot of them are the states the Republicans don't want that kind of a draw there.
Definitely.
The only other one they need to put on it is legalizing marijuana and then get all the young voters out.
Very true.
Oh, I had a friend who had a book in her living room when I was in junior high. And the title on the cover was, "You Let Your Children Read This Book." And it took all that crap out of that's in the Bible, and it wrote about it in this. And her family was Catholic, had been Catholic. And that's why the family had it in their living room. It was really eye-opening.
Liz, the press bashing Biden is over the top. It is. It's ridiculous. If any responsible person wanting a better country in any press, what did 45 do to our country? January 6th, stealing document, everything. And it just kind of fades away, and it's ridiculous.
Well,
it never happened.
It's like Rose Blue's comment about Maxine Waters was sent death threats by a Texan. He's now been tried and he's serving 33 months in prison. And that's all caused by Trump and his telling people to go do this. Because, I mean, the guy's in Texas. Maxine Waters is in California. No offense, but with some of the Texas education the kids get, I'm surprised you could find California. But
okay.
Teresa, that was not allowed. Trumps would not show up if they did actual fact checking during the debate.
Yeah, I guess that was one of the components, that no debate unless there was no fact checking.
And also, I think they had a Trumper running Biden's camera. They were picking the weirdest angles I've ever seen in my life. And I've run a TV camera, guys. I know what I'm talking about. You can make someone look wonderful. You can make them look really weird.
Yeah, Joe looked, the angles or whatever, he looked really white and pasty, like a ghost.
Well, he was white and pasty, and they did not help. And, you know, if you're pale enough underneath the makeup they put on you, it will shine through.
Okay. Looking at questions again. Kathy D, yep, we got that question already about Russian airplane next to 45s.
Okay.
Going down the bottom. I know, Monica. I really didn't want to watch the debate just because his voice makes me sick too. So tired of it, but needed to watch.
I don't know, but a nice stiff vodka with grapefruit juice will get you through that quite well.
I don't know if you had a shot for every
Oh
lie,
God, no.
lie he told,
We'd
be done. Supposedly someone went through it all and they thought
Mhm.
like around 217 lies in 90 minutes.
And when Obama was elected the second time, we were watching it at home. The first one we watched with all of the campaign workers in Dallas, but the second 4-year term, we were watching it at home. And my youngest had picked sake as their shot to drink every time he won a state. We didn't get through the first download of states because Obama won so many at the beginning. And I'm surprised that poor kid made it to bed. But
I mean, for anyone putting in that kind of hours like Joe did, you know, your immune system goes down,
yeah,
especially at that age. I mean, go, and different countries and different atmospheres and going up and down on a plane. You're bound to get ill no matter what vitamins you take.
well, they watch him like a hawk and they make sure what he eats is balanced. And he has a lot of we all ought to send him all the love and light and power we can. Because, and that helps. Our thinking helps.
Okay.
What do we read? What's our question?
You're talking about rose blue. There is something coming up with the gag order. Oh, it's only in Florida, I think, about keeping the gag order. She never ruled on it.
Yeah. No, they're keeping. They can't go after officers of the court. They can't go after officers that are investigating it. They're still trying to protect, which they always have. They've just formalized it in these gag orders about the officers that are participating in either the investigations or keeping the trials going. So,
I mean, it should have been enhanced a long time ago. Because they know the violence, they see the violence, but
well, we've already had people go shoot up after the Mar-a-Lago raid. They shot up that FBI office in Ohio. I'm sure there was a clear connection somehow.
in a perfect world, he'd have been shut down a long time ago.
Other
countries arrested their criminal people that run for president and whatnot.
Yeah, like Bolivia.
Bolivia did.
Yeah, but then did you hear what the general said? He told me to come here with these soldiers. Oh, so yeah, now they're saying the president set it up. Another side. I mean, guys, there's never clear answers in any of this. So what's the question?
I was thinking is down in Florida, is Cannon gonna add to the gag order, because that's where the question is right now.
Okay, I used my steampunk deck. Do you want to go?
I got an ending of something better.
I got better too.
Because
she doesn't want to do it. It's a 4 of Swords, but she's going to be forced to do it. And it's a lot of she's trying to protect them at all costs. She's going to do the Chariot's reverse. She's going to do everything she can to drag her ass, but she's looking at um, Jack Smith, and that may be enough for him to push her to the, because she's already got those public letters out from the other justices saying behave.
Yeah, moving forward, I got the Ace of Coins, Prosperity, Six of Swords, getting better, and my Empress Star card. So
Oh, good.
the right things getting better. In the past, I had the Fool, Queen of Coins, Page of Wands. That's all kind of like the nonsense out in the atmosphere, right? Page of Wands is what's going on. We're hearing the death threats. And in the end, Nine of Cups, wishes fulfilled. Nine of Coins, your balance. And then my Four of Wands, the unity in public service. So these are all getting better. So there is going to be some kind of either it's calming in the atmosphere in the universe, or she has an order, whatever the case may be. But things do get better with this about the gag order and whatnot.
Okay.
Let's see. Is Cannon gonna mess up here shortly for an appeal to the 11th Circuit?
Okay.
Okay, let's clear the cards. Get into the energy.
I'm going to use my Housewife's Tarot, which is all images of 1950s housewives on the deck, because I sort of think she has the mentality of the 1950s.
It's a cute deck.
Hey, that's a great deck.
45's always on something. Whatever he can keep. We've seen him at court, right? In his 45 trial, he couldn't stay awake. Whatever he's taking, stimulants or whatever, it keeps him focused. He was stumbling at the end of that 90 minutes. So
yeah, he could only dissociate himself out of the situation so many times. That's an exhausting mental deficiency to have. Okay.
There's going to be Linda, there's going to be no change of that hearing of the 15C2. They just limited it, and it's nothing.
Marshawn, that jury can't be under protection forever.
Where?
You know? Marshawn, he took the protection off the jury.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty much.
He had no choice because they're not active in service to the court anymore.
Okay, 11th Circuit. I keep seeing too, there's someone above is guiding Cannon how to delay and how to word things so she doesn't get booted.
Oh, he's going to do it. It's not going to be soon. This is the world card. It's a recipe book, but it's upside down, and the strength in that court is upside down. But she's really going to push it to where they say she's got to be out of here. She wants to go home to her happy little life she had before she can't get there. But her out card is the Fool, where she's taken off. So I think she's going to make a slip up and Jack's going to come get her. But it's going to be her slip up. I think he's just sitting there waiting.
Yeah. I think it's the same thing as we've looked at before. So.
And I don't get a date out of that.
No. It's so hard to, like I said, she's trying to balance her act, and I'm sure she knows and hears that they want her off and sent to the 11th Circuit. It's not, something that's secret.
Well, they've told her.
Yeah. So in the past, I got all kinds of sadness and failures of this prosecution. The 5 of Cups, King of Cups, and the 5 of Coins. That's in the past. That's all just the mid-layer failures of the 5. The King of Cups is doing the right thing. So it's just a lot of sadness, and because it's not going before the election. There's a lot of sadness. Moving forward, I have the King of Swords, Jack Smith, the Moon, and the Eight of Swords. They're ready to move on with anything, but they're currently restricted. That Eight of Swords, there's in isolation, there's a restriction there by the special counsel moving forward. It's not big enough. The final outcome is Six of Cups. Everything she's done in the past. My Nine of Coins. So that's documentation, I think. Because we're not talking about any money. So there's documentation there and everything that is needed. And then I have the Death card. So it shows
change
building up to an ending of her. So at some point, she's going to slip up or she will be removed, whatever the case is.
Do you want to read on if any of the cases will go forward before the election? Any of the other cases?
Well, we know there's no way the documentation is. We know there's no way. I mean, even if they switch judges, you still got to get up to speed, and you're still talking 6 months, at least.
Yeah. Well, today there was an article, though, about Trump's lawyers are trying to get even more stuff thrown out of the documents case. And they're like wondering, why are they getting all hepped up and really trying to move stuff? Usually they don't do anything.
So the only hope is, well, do we have a question about the immunity case tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, we can read on that.
I think this is the only one. Yeah. So basically, this is Supreme Court with their ruling that set us back 50 years. Why we need Democrats in all three to overturn these things with laws. Because now they want to ruin our drinking water and our smog pollution increases.
They want the river in Ohio to start on fire again.
Yeah, all that good stuff. Corrupt. So
they want no fish in the lakes in Wisconsin. That'll take away all your problems about should I go fishing this weekend, Scott. They kill all the fishes.
Just have to cruise on the lake, I guess, and enjoy the sunshine. So they had the Cape immunity tomorrow. They're finishing up tomorrow, supposedly.
How should we phrase it? Should we ask, will we be pleased with what they say? Because there's no way I'm going to try to figure out what perversions they could put in there.
Right. This conservative court always finds a way to half it. Right. So, are we going to be pleased with the immunity? We'll start there, and then we can read on the case.
Okay.
Are we going to be pleased with the immunity decision?
Oh my God. We're going to like it. And the housewives are saying it, so it's got to be true. It's because they couldn't get Amy Coney Barrett to behave. And so the other guys decided they better go along with this. It's not going to break our hearts. There's the three swords. It's going to put us in a good place where we feel like we're back in charge of things. And then this is my favorite card in this deck. It's the Death card, and it's a jar of mayonnaise with salmonella.
Oh my gosh.
And it's really going to upset Trump's people.
I got a weird toss. I got to figure out what this means. Because I do have a lot of good things. But the ending is kind of weird. Okay. In the past, I have the Six of Swords, the Hierophant, and King of Wands.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like the government bringing the case. I think this has to do with the January 6th case and
Mm-hmm.
how they're feeling about how the government works, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like there should be smoother things in the government. I don't know what this is weird. But their immunity of a president. I think this is saying this is how our government's supposed to work. With an intelligent, honored leader.
Mm-hmm.
Not that the court is doing any promises. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's saying how it's supposed to work, like it has been, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I have moving forward the Six of Cups. Holding on to the past, memories. The court is doing that. They're delaying. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is also my world card, but that's a circle of life, things coming full circle.
Right.
And then the King of Cups. So we're going to be bracing for a better decision. The King of Cups is a good card. So now my end cards, which are kind of weird. How's my spirit telling me this? So we do have a victory.
Mm-hmm.
With some heartbreak about January 6th. And that's what is confusing. There's a victory here, but there's a bad feeling about January 6th.
Well, the judges may know that if they put this the way they have, that bloodbath we've expected to go through Congress with all those indictments that they haven't served on them yet, that's for entertainment purposes only. And because I don't have anything better to do at night than to dream about what's going to happen to those bastards, we've seen a lot of that, and that may be what they see coming.
There is some chaos here, but we do have a victory. On the bottom of the deck is my Empress card.
Yeah, why do you think that the Republicans are fighting it so hard?
So I always look at the bottom of the deck too for energy sources. And this card is all about abundance and hope,
Mm-hmm.
future, good things.
The bottom of my deck was the Eight of Swords.
Lock them up.
Lock them up.
Okay. Now let's look at Tanya Chutkan's case.
Okay.
Because there's been talk that it could be delayed by making her go through some things, what is immunity.
Mm-hmm.
Need more hearings, and that could just delay things more.
Mm-hmm.
So we haven't seen. The last we read on it, I think we were still getting it's going to happen prior to the election,
Mm-hmm.
or get scheduled.
So do we want to see if Chutkan's case is going to be able to move forward quickly?
Yeah.
Despite what this, okay.
We'll just go quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Can the January 6th case, with Tanya Chutkan in the lead, move forward quickly?
Yes. 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 There's going to be a few little scrub ups she's going to have to do, but she has the tools to do it. She knows how to make it work. She's going to strike for the side of getting the law in there as soon as possible. And there's some Page of Cups, which is wanting to make people happy and wanting to have people see. But my reverse is the King of Cups, which is the other side's going to really drag their feet. But the cards I take out of this that are positive are the Seven of Wands, which is they may be toothbrushes, but we can clean this toilet anyway. The Emperor, which is all the things put together. and her people are going to be ready. The people are going to be ready to go. So I think she's going to find a way to make it go forward. And it could be that they started even if they know they're not going to finish it by election day. But if that empowers them to start to lay out on some of those Congress people their indictments, then that's an okay effect too. Especially because right now they're saying Boebert's probably going to win her district. Well, she's in that mix. And maybe.
Yeah, that is unreal. I mean, these people are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They obviously don't know. If anyone watched that debate with Boebert, any clip, the guy was fabulous the way he run a debate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everyone congratulated him how to run a debate. But still, what, 45% or whatever?
45% of the Republicans in that district, and there were a ton of other people. What the Republicans should have done, they really didn't want her, was get behind one candidate. When you create a mass field, because I'm going to have my day in the sun, at the end they're going to go for the name they know. And there's no way you can have, they had 7, 5, 7, some unknown.
Yeah. Quite a few.
And yeah.
So my energy of my toss about the Chuck and immunity case, Ace of Cups and Queen of Coins.
Okay, we'll take that.
That's the energy, because that's my top and bottom cards of the toss.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. Ace of Cups is abundance. Queen of Coins is a little bit of patience, but it's making things happen. Okay. So in the past, I had the Ace of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the Hierophant. Traditions offers traditions and abundance. Moving forward, this is where we're looking at with the case.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my January 6th card.
Mm-hmm.
Some kind of documentation, orders,
Mm-hmm.
changes.
Mm-hmm.
Wheel of Fortune. Changing of the cycle of what's currently happening. An order of what's been currently happening. So we're moving forward here.
Right.
In the end, wishes fulfilled. And we got a victory. But we have the Ace of Swords, so there may be a little bit of delay of getting it going.
Mm-hmm.
But this is very positive, except for one card. The Ace of Swords.
Mm-hmm.
Me, like you said too, I think there's going to have to be a hearing or something to get things moving, but it looks like it's going to happen or be scheduled before the election. Because we have a victory with wishes fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, I think it can at least be scheduled prior to the election. Let's hope so. So there's going to be a wrinkle. It does feel like there's going to be a wrinkle in the hearing.
Oh, there's going to be a wrinkle because Clarence Thomas and Alito are there. They're incapable of not making wrinkles.
But yeah, it, like everyone said, the delay is the win for a criminal president or wannabe part 2. It sucks. Okay, we got that done.
Okay. There's a question in here. What crystal do you need for protection? Leah, that's a long conversation. I need to know what you're protecting. I'm not ignoring you, but come to my thing on Thursday or watch it later.
Okay, this is a weird one.
Okay.
Wherever it was, I can't remember the
Dulles Airport.
It was in Dulles. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So not Putin's plane, but I guess it was a cabinet
Russian military. Their people. Their embassy staff.
Embassy parked next to 45. What the heck?
I'm going to see, was there any ill intent? Was there anything going on? It could have been that, so they had to stick them, guys. No offense, but we get a little bit flaky on our end too, you know. But you always have to think sneaky when you're thinking Russia.
Did you see why 45 was even there? Was that what he's speaking somewhere? Because I thought the thing was in Atlanta.
It
base.
was in Atlanta. And he had to, because he's no longer president, he couldn't fly into the airfield closest to CNN. He had to fly into the civilian airfield, which pissed him off. But
Okay.
I don't have no idea, but I'm just gonna say, was there any plotting and ill intent? Is what I'm gonna look for. What are you gonna look for, Scott?
Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna toss on why.
Mm-hmm.
Why were the planes next to each other? Why were the Thank you, Christina. Hit the like.
Like, subscribe. YouTube took away 10 of my subscribers. I wrote to them. They'll probably be back tomorrow. But
those bad people. Bad.
there was some goal behind them doing this, but they really couldn't get control of it. Someone was watching them and blocked them from doing what they wanted to do. But they were intending to, they were going to put something on his plane. And it didn't work. 5 of Wands reversed. They couldn't get it to go. I wonder if it's masking stuff. Like if he decides to get on the plane and leave the country, so we couldn't follow him.
Neat trick with the Secret Service around. Okay. Okay. I grabbed my supernatural deck.
Okay.
Okay, we got 7 of Wands. This is the past. 7 of Wands, 3 of Wands, and the 4 of Cups. That feels like collusion with Russia there.
Right.
Look at that. 4 of Cups. It's got a bucket of chicken.
Mm-hmm.
probably a Bible.
Mm-hmm.
A Trump Bible. So that just feels like collusion with Russia there. And current position, there's still collusion going on. So we got a 2 of Cups.
Mm-hmm.
5 of Cups. Things aren't working out as planned. And then the 10 of Swords. So something was shut down.
Yeah, something they did. They were trying to do something. It didn't work.
10 of Swords there. Something was shut down. Now moving forward. Ooh, we got a Magician. 8 of Pentacles and Temperance. So we got Secret Service, Marshals, something with a Magician here. Or 45 is being watched in a different way, or his cell phone's tapped, whatever the case is. They're working on something and keeping an eye on things. So here we got some kind of officer here flowing with information. Temperance. Just letting things play out. 8 of Cups. The 8 of Coins is always working on things, right? We got a lady ready to stab. And then we got a Magician here patiently using the universe to make things happen.
Mm-hmm.
In the end, Empress. Got a woman leader here sitting on the throne.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a sword, patiently looking over things. The Devil. Ew. The Devil looks locked up there behind bars.
Uh-oh.
And then the 8 of Wands. So that's energy.
It's energy in flight and trying to move forward to somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. The devil's locked up, but the Empress is watching over closely. So yeah, I think something was thwarted, like you said. I got that Ten of Swords in the current of what happened, but the devil's going to be locked up. Yeah, and the bottom of the deck, I had Knight of Wands, Knight of Bones. So there's movement and energy trying to escape a reality. So I think everything was thwarted, whatever it may have been, because I think he's being watched so heavily.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Secret Service. There's some kind of spy in the camp. Because I don't think we're going to let things happen like 2016.
No.
He should have been.
They were watching it. There's two things I think Obama did terribly wrong. Is he didn't mention that before the election they were already watching all this stuff out of Russia happen, and they didn't make mention of it. The second, except to Comey come out and say bad things about Hillary. The other thing Obama didn't do is he should have forced, if the Congress refused to advise and consent, he could have put Merrick Garland on the Supreme Court without their consent. If they won't do their job, he could force them to do it. That's legal. And he didn't want to raise a stink and cause a fuss and blah, blah, blah. And so we ended up with the Supreme Court we have now. And that's Obama's fault. I mean, because he's one of the shots.
It's the problem. Democrats play by the rules, right?
Well, they didn't play by the rules. They should have said, you guys aren't doing your job, so, and here's the Supreme Court justice.
McConnell deserves everything.
Oh, what kind of sentence is coming?
Yeah, July 11th.
Oh, I think I'll use my Morgan Greer.
Judge Merchan.
Oh.
You know, the prosecutor's got to recommend. He looks at the probation stuff. All the BS he said during the trial. He slept through the trial.
He dissociated through the trial. I'm telling you. He wasn't asleep.
Okay. July 11th, Judge Merchan. What's your decision gonna be? I think, when's McConnell leaving? He's probably going to leave in a body bag. When his term ends, he's going to try to hang on, but who knows? 1, 2, 3. Okay.
See if the other ones do better.
The trial was a success. So I got the 3 of Cups. You got a celebration, Queen of Wands, and the Hermit. So I think that just shows that Merchan put together a good trial and did his best to not overreact. In the current, Page of Wands, all that messaging, 10 of Wands, that burdening, and then 2 of Cups. So that 2 of Cups there, like there's some kind of agreement. There's 2 people, you know, so I'm thinking that's like the prosecutors and Merchan. They're going to be in some kind of agreement. So then we have the 10 of Cups, the Devil, and the 5 of Pentacles moving forward. That means there's going to be some kind of big loss for 45. There's trouble ahead with the devil. Five of Pentacles is a loss of substance. In the end, looking at this, the Sun, justice happens, and Nine of Cups, wishes fulfilled. Everything he's done is going to come to balance with the justice.
Mm-hmm.
So he feels like he's sentenced to some kind of prison, some kind of incarceration, whether it's home confinement or whatever, but he is sentenced to some kind of thing that the general consensus of people want.
Mm-hmm.
The Nine of Cups. Our wishes are fulfilled by what we think he desires. It would be fair and balanced, so it won't be 10 years, but it won't be free.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the Sun is probably the best card in the deck. Happiness, bright prospects. So whatever he gets, it's going to be fair and in balance of everything that's happened. And it feels like confinement to me.
Definitely going to have his wings clipped. But the cards I got were so confusing. I can't tell if Marshawn, I had the Two of Swords in the middle, like they're still trying to come to terms with it. But I saw he was not happy with what they came out with, but then neither was anybody else. Maybe that means it's fair. But let's see. I'm going to want to.
Try again.
Oh, I got my prison card, making license plates.
Oh, good. Good, good, good.
It's a whole lot of male egos fighting in the middle of all this. The King of Rods and the Knight of Rods are fighting about it. But yeah, I got a feeling there's going to be some sort of confinement or locking or limiting. You know, they're going to be wary. It will not be the victory that Trump thinks it's going to be, just a sentence that he can get away with. But I really, right now, I'm getting really confused images of how it works. So
Yeah, it's tough to say because I don't get it like a boom feeling. Yes, I see a prison cell, but there is an order for a prison cell, that kind of thing. And it's tough to say whether he's going to, stay it upon appeal or.
well, they're going to appeal whatever it is.
Right. I guess it's
so
like
even if it's lock him up, even if you're, and in the kind of case it is, if you're appealing, you're not going to get locked up for it.
This is true, Cynthia. Okay. Yeah, that's another thing that should be in the news all the day. Why isn't your supportive wife next to him constantly like?
Yeah, but this is the same press that
Joe Biden is.
This is the same press that said that Melania was incredibly beautiful, and I don't think she was. She looked like a badly deformed Barbie doll.
Oh, no.
What?
Notification on CNN. U.S. bases in Europe on heightened alert of terrorist threats.
Well, I know a question we need to ask, and I haven't seen it in the chat, but I can't read cards and read chat and do everything else. That's Scott's job. But what does Putin think of the fact that Britain's running so hard to get back in the EU, and it's going to have a pro-worker parliament come the 4th?
Is that when the election is, or what?
Mm-hmm. Everybody, there's 4,000 positions on the ballots, and you don't get to vote for all 4,000. They're not crazy, but Well, that's Hamas.
Yeah, I did.
Um,
Or I think that's that Hezbollah fighting.
oh, Hezbollah. That's right, but it's the same. It's the same problem. It's the same Palestinian edge
Yeah,
problem.
it's
Guys, I don't have enough cards. I have tons of decks over here. I don't have a card, but I think I can read on that one. Um, what I was going to ask is, what does
I don't think it's Neanderthal DNA. I just think it's too many young souls haven't evolved enough to understand logical thinking, and many leftover Nazis. It's the new generation coming in, the under 30 that have mostly changed to see the light. Because I got aunts and uncles I never dreamed that would be showing this kind of nuts.
they're old and they're afraid? If they're your aunts and uncles, they're my age, so they're old and they're afraid.
Yeah,
And
because they claim Jesus and Amen and the Bible, but then the next sentence they'll be cussing out immigrants and trans people are evil. It's I can't get through them, and they vote for Republicans.
well, that's a different set of kind of brainwashing. But somebody said in here, if it's fearful, the press puts it out, and that's true. When I used to work in newsrooms, it was if it bleeds, it leads, and that started. It was, I'm sure, it was the same way when I was a kid. I mean, look at some of the sensational headlines, but there's a different kind of mental state you have to be in to read an article and understand what's going on.
Cora Smith, forever New Yorker, been dealing with the Trump's BS forever.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
What will Putin think of the remade Europe because you have the British voting on the 4th of July and you have the French voting their snap election a week later? You want to ask that one?
Let's see. Whenever there's something to focus on.
Okay.
It could take decades to adopt the euro.
That's true.
Okay.
They're broken guys. They might realize that that's their best option.
Yeah, I'm sure the internet trolls are pushing out Russian talking points to try to get.
Yeah, and Russia set up Nigel Lafarge to come back, and then his party got caught saying all sorts of despicable things to hidden cameras, and they hit them all with it in like 2 days, and they would have been the best hope of weakening the working the. I can't ever keep straight who's which, but
Yeah, there's a lot in this world.
I have family over there, you know. So I'm asking, what does Putin think about the realigned after these elections?
Losing control.
Yep.
In the past, he had, with his disinformation, his trolls, his bribery, whatever. In the past, he had full control of the narrative and whatever he wanted. King of Cups, Queen of Coins, Ace of Summary. He had everything. The Kremlin, the Russian talking points, everything they wanted. Everything was going to plan. So moving forward here, talking about these elections, intelligent leaders are going to move forward slowly. So I got the King of Wands, Knight of Coins, and a Tower. Meaning they're losing control. the Putin narrative, the Russian narrative of destabilizing these countries are losing control. So we got better things moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as Britain goes in their elections, we got wishes fulfilled again.
Mm-hmm.
Nine of Cups. A unity government, something moving better with the Four of Wands. And then I have my old crap moment with the Five of Coins. So there's struggle and ruin, but I think it means you try to move out of this struggle and ruin what they had.
Right.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have a unity government and wishes fulfilled. So sometimes, you know, see, when I look at these, I just want to explain why I feel this with a negative card coming in together.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if I see him in this direction, unity wishes fulfilled from, right?
Mm-hmm.
If this happened to be in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
then we're in a negative stance.
Mm-hmm.
So we have unity crashing, wishes fulfilled. So we got to struggle out. I always
Mm-hmm.
take the reference of how they land together. So that's why I just wanted to explain that, because it can be looked at differently.
Mm-hmm.
But I always look at where the card lands too.
Mm-hmm.
But if a bad card lands in the middle, it destroys the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're coming out, if it's another direction,
Mm-hmm.
that's how I read it.
Well, what I got is that's a Five of Cups. Putin's been looking at this build for a while, and he's not been happy. And he still tried to throw in his discord. It hasn't worked. I've got that Europe is coming closer together. It's because how costly it's been for them to not be. And from Putin's perspective, it's the worst thing possible. He's got no allies, really, that are in the lead point where they have the points to pull all the levers. So Putin's not happy.
Well, good. Sooner or later, he's only going to have a couple interests.
Well, I think after the summer, he's not going to have much interest at all, unless you can count lying flat in a coffin being an interest.
At this point, he's got what? Iran and
North Korea.
North
North
Korea.
Korea. What a great group that is.
Thank you, Pancakes. We enjoy being here too. Yay.
Gives us a reason to get up on Sunday, other than fishing.
Was Orban elected president of the EU?
I don't know. Let me see.
I wouldn't think so.
That's not a good thing.
He's like the only dictator in the EU. Why would that happen?
This guy shows up.
Wait.
Who is president? Oops. President of
No,
president now is Ursula.
it's Charles Michel, who's a Frenchman. Who's the next president?
President.
The next president's von der Leyen, who's, I think, Dutch.
Yeah, Ursula von der Leyen.
Mm-hmm.
So the president of the European.
5 years. That term will be for 5 years, and that's about to start. I don't see him being European Council. Mm-mm.
Yeah, European leaders back Ursula for second term as president. So I don't know what's up with it.
That was yesterday. I can't see any of them. And then a guy from Estonia is working with her on it. I don't. And that's from a That's from the EU press.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Is Kamala? Yes. Kamala's not going anywhere. Do you want to lose 50% of the black community's vote? Get rid of Kamala? Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad thing. And every black woman's vote? Yeah, that wouldn't be a good thing.
No, they'd still vote for Dems, but no, it would be a real. There's no reason to get rid of her.
You know, you don't want to piss them off. You know, yeah, they would. Of course, they wouldn't vote for Trump in the Republican Party's stance, but you don't want to piss them off.
What about this rumor that Michelle doesn't want to campaign for Biden?
There
I
was a
think it's a
question.
rumor. She may just not want to campaign, guys.
Who's that?
Michelle Obama.
Oh, there's a rumor she doesn't want to campaign.
Yes,
What it is?
they're saying specifically for Biden, but I think she just doesn't want to campaign.
Do you want to look at Michelle?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll use a housewife's deck, which she is not.
You know, I
Oh,
don't.
yeah.
I don't remember if she would. I know they had that.
The big thing in LA, I don't think she was there.
Yeah, and New York, I think, with Bill and Barack.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see the Michelle there.
Well, it causes a problem because if they invite Michelle, they have to invite Hillary. And there's still a lot of people who you just don't.
Okay, Michelle Obama.
Okay. I'm going to ask if she specifically does not want to campaign for Biden, or do we just want to ask if she just doesn't want to campaign?
Yeah, I'm just gonna put it out there for the energy of Michelle on campaigning.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she doesn't want to campaign. She's just for anybody. She, she supports what her husband does, but she considers every time she puts herself out there that they're getting attacked by the devil. She finds it very disheartening to be part of it. So she's doing the Six of Swords. She's taking the trip out. She's not participating. And I think she's working on her own stuff, creating her own thing. Thank you for the money. Thank you, whoever it is.
Yeah, that's what. Bless you, Carrie.
Carrie. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what the spirits were telling me before I threw. Is it's like she has other functions.
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever her passions are with is there Obama Foundation or something that they
She's
lead
got a
her?
bunch of things. She also may be working with some of the women's groups that are just trying to motivate women to be out to vote, for all the candidates that are going to support women's issues.
Yeah, it's something like that. It's like
Mm-hmm.
focused on this, don't need to be here.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I love. This is toxic.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I feel here with this. So Hierophant, I've been in the government, been around it, and now 8 of Swords and 5 of Wands. She don't like the energy.
Mm-mm.
She's a better person than this to jump into that spotlight. So she has other interests, other things she wants to rather do. Empress, 10 of Pentacles,
Mm-hmm.
5 of Cups. So that feels like, disheartened people doing the right thing for disheartened people.
Right.
Empress energy, putting focus of the 10 of Pentacles elsewhere. So in the end about this, we got judgment. You don't need
Mhm.
the judgment. You don't need the BS.
Well, every time when I was watching earlier in the campaign cycle, every time she showed up, they were like, "Is Michelle running for the next presidency?" And
Yeah, I was like, no,
that
she wants nothing to do with it. They've done their time. They did their duty. Yeah, that's some of the comments I seen after the debate. Michelle and Barack Obama.
hmm
Bring it up now. Michelle runs. Barack Obama's the vice president. My God, people.
Thank you,
No,
Kathy D.
they are done.
Um, did you want to answer Lori's question, which was, will we recover from this Supreme Court?
Oh yeah, I did see it. I don't think I.
It hit the thing, hit the 1999 end.
Oh, that's right. She donated.
Mm-hmm. And you don't have to donate to have your question answered, but if Scott and I don't survive, then we won't be able to answer your questions. With that.
But it's still a blessing, Carrie. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. How are we going to overcome the Democratic Supreme Court? Well, first start, you need all three branches
Mm-hmm.
because the Republicans will never help. Oh, some reason
They've already screwed up the Supreme Court the way they wanted it screwed up.
Yeah, I was told to grab a different deck here, so.
Okay, which one are you doing?
That one.
Okay,
I can't remember the names of all these decks, but
that's
it's a
Hello Marcelli or something.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll use his other deck because I've got a second deck of his out. So.
Okay. All right. Definitely needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
We need laws to overturn everything the Supreme Court just did since 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, EPA, legalizing bribery,
Mm-hmm.
Roe v. Wade.
Mm-hmm.
God, there's work to do. Otherwise, we're in trouble.
Oh, Jesus. Ooh. Yes.
Emperor.
Okay, my first card is the Ten of Swords. Isn't that an ugly Ten of Swords? I mean, that guy's really getting stabbed every way you can imagine. And that's a yes. It's going to make a lot of people have to walk away from positions they felt they've had and to be ready to let them go, but that's okay. And then I've got, it's going to take a lot of hard work, Seven of Coins. And we have to get over our idea of magical thinking that one person's going to swoop in and take care of all of this. And we're going to have to get the money out of the system to make it work. That's a Queen of Coins. But I think we can do it. I kept hearing Sheldon Whitehouse. They just finally let that man go and run the hearings he wants to run. But it's going to have to be a lot of electoral reform. What you looking at, Scott?
Just quick, as I was looking at comments, because Viktor Orban to take over EU presidency, as many hang on the issue. So what the heck is up with that?
I have no idea. I think it's just a false rumor that's been spread because the press we were looking at, it's kind of like the Wall Street Journal in Europe, and they wouldn't have been putting. And I do know all that change is about to happen because I had Angela in a class yesterday, and she and I discussed briefly she got the representatives she wanted to go to the EU, and she said now they just have to go down and straighten everything out. But there's nothing about Orban, and I think they're people who have to be elected.
Ursula was elected to the presidency, but it says something about the EU presidency rotates among its member countries. While it holds little power, it allows countries to put their priorities among Europe's agenda.
But that woman's not from Turkey.
Right, she's elected or whatever, but it says something about changing presidencies, or maybe, you know, speaking above whatever. But I don't see it as a big deal.
I
Leaders
don't.
and the rest in foreign policies, but there is
So much about the EU.
There is something here that says that he is
Trying to do something.
Be leading the parliament or something for something. It just says they rotate, whatever that means.
They rotate every 5 years, yes.
But I'm not gonna read too much into it. It's a ceremony. Yeah, I think as Carolyn Louise has it, it's a ceremonial office, but not elected. Yeah, it's on the AP. I'll read it all later. Just
okay.
I'm not gonna dig into it, but
guys, you know.
Yeah, Cora said it's EU isn't happy. It's part of the rotation of presidents. So I don't think it's going to matter too much. It's frustrating, but it is.
He's trying to create a coalition called Patriots for Europe, which would mean he would be running them in the background.
Yeah.
And the EU holds its breath as
okay.
Fellow nationalists are trying to do something.
Okay, on my read of the court.
Okay.
In the past, the conservatives got what they wanted.
Right.
Page of Swords, Page of Coins, and the Three of Cups. These are all new things that came to the court and we wanted to get done. And we got the Three of Cups, so they're celebrating and they got it. In the current Two of Cups, we got people shaking their hands, kind of like the Three of Cups. There's a partnership there, right? An Emperor and the Wheel of Fortune. There's a lot of celebration here of what they just accomplished. Yeah, we got some kind of high authority, been working federal society or whatever it may be. They're happy and they got it done. Moving forward, we got a lot of twos coming out here so far. Two of Swords, Two of Wands, and the Magician. We had a choice. You know, we're at a crossroads. We got a choice of what we're going to do, what kind of partnerships we're going to do. And the Magician is a master of all things. So I don't think we're past the Emperor of like a federal society, heritage, whatever. Greater things are coming with the Magician. I don't see the Magician as a bad person, a negative force. Outcome. King of Coins. Ace of Cups. Three of Coins. Continual work will get it done. Bomba deck Chariot. So yes, we will get it changed, but it's continual effort. So I think with the Magician here, it doesn't feel like a person. It feels like the universal forces. It feels like, you know, when you go through a bad patch of something, how do you get out of the bad patch? You get shown what needs to be changed. It's the same thing with 45. The universe showed us the bad stuff of a presidency and the manipulation. Okay, how are we going to get out of it? We elected Joe Biden. We got things done to get us out of the chaos, just like we elected Obama to get us out of the chaos for George Bush. It's the same thing. The Supreme Court, all these radicals showed us what they are. We're going to change. So Chariot is basically it's the seventh card, but it's basically one of the top cards. The Sun, Chariot, all those are powerful cards. Empress.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's going to take continual effort, but there will be change. It'll happen. When? Hopefully next few years, but everything is slow growth, right? Because there's no way we're going to get 60 Democrat senators this next election. So it's going to be a fight.
Well, except we may have enough to get rid of the filibuster. And if once we get rid of the filibuster, we're going to be at 50. So
it's always hard to get over that filibuster thing.
I know.
Look how long it took for us to block or get Tommy Tuberville to stop his nonsense to get military leaders. How long was that? 9, 10, 11 months? Whatever.
Yeah.
Just to get him overruled. You get promotions. Jesus. Nuts. Yeah, it will happen. It may not be it may not be the first 24 to 26 after you get some movement forward again.
Mhm.
The 26 to 28, expand those majorities,
Right.
make things easier. So it's probably in that range after 2026 to 2028.
Thank you, Teresa.
Well, bless you, Teresa. Thank you for your donation. Okay. Kamala. Liz is wondering if Kamala will be the first female president. Let's go elected.
Okay.
Elected.
She's elected if she's a VP.
I mean VP, but I mean
on her own, standing on her own.
Own standing. Yes. Kamala's own standing. First female president on her own standing elected.
Mhm.
Kamala Harris.
I get no. I just get a no, and it just says that to some extent we're not there yet to even know what's going to happen. We got the Palace of Wands, which is a lot of conjecture, but
doesn't look that way to me either. As far as the cards, I don't think there's enough support throughout the universe for some reason.
there's going to be other things that are going to come up, and
as far as her running on her own ticket,
I'm
not seeing it. Because I got the death. I got the magician, strength, and death. Moving forward into the universe. The magician is there to give her the abilities and strength to do it, but some kind of ending happens of being elected. I'm talking elected on her own. There's some kind of ending of happening it. And then the end, I got Sword of Truth, 8 of Pentacles, and 5 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles is a loss.
Mm-hmm.
Eight of Pentacles, continual work of what she's accomplished. She's anointed with the Ace of Swords.
She may not want it, guys.
She may not want it, or someone else, let's say in 2028 she runs on her own and someone else gets greater support. It's that kind of feeling. There's a lot of other great people out there too. And you go through the primaries, and let's say the Pennsylvania AG or governor, whatever, Shapiro, maybe he gets more votes in the primaries. It's just something like that.
Or they go with Jeffries.
Or or California Governor Newsom.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe, there's talk of Gretchen Whitmer. There's all a process of who the majority of people want.
Guys, we got to make it through November.
Yep, this is true.
Mm-hmm.
I still feel like we're a few, as far as electing a woman in the United States, I still think we're a couple cycles away yet. Unfortunately. Okay, 121. Do you see anything in the star that you want to really hit?
I'm looking.
You want to look at Netanyahu?
No.
Nah.
I have to go eat brunch with my grandchildren. I don't want that energy around me.
Probably a good thing. Did that. That. I don't know what that means. SCOTUS power grab. Okay, we looked at that. Okay. All those are donations.
I'm looking.
Oops. Missed it. Yeah. I don't think the United States is ready for a woman president quite yet.
No, we live in the most misogynistic country in the world. And I blame football. I got to blame anything.
Will Kamala ever be Attorney General? I don't think so.
No.
I think after her time of not being elected anymore, she's just going to do like a president.
She'll take like Secretary of State, stuff like that. Why not? But guys, when you're in the ring and you're doing this stuff and you're dealing with it all the time, you really get to a point where you say, I can't do this today.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see, Kamala's going to be there for at least till 2029. January, so.
Thank you, Carrie. I don't know if I said thank you to you before, but I saw it, so thank you.
She's got a long ways to go, and what happens after that.
Thank you to Louise McDonald.
Hi, Lisa. Welcome.
Guys, there's a lot of stuff. The fastest way to get this stuff to change is to get the money out of it. I mean, that's how we went from having lots of millionaires to having lots of billionaires, and having gone from the working class to the working poor. We need to get those guys hung out. We need to get it to where the Congress, somebody said, AOC has the same woman running against her that she had last time.
Three times.
Yeah, but AOC does what politicians really should do. She has a really strong constituent servants. Her people, if you have a problem and you live in her district, there are people there that will help you out. And they don't ask how you voted. They just take care of you. One of the things I object to is some of the lame brains we have in Texas, they provide no constituent services for their, especially among the Republicans. There are some Democrats too who really don't take care of the people in their district. All they worry about is how they look in the national spotlight. One of the reasons why Colin Allred,
again.
yeah, one of the reasons Colin Allred did so well is Pete Sessions had done nothing for it, and I lived in Pete Sessions' district. I can guarantee you, if you had a problem, there's nobody in his office that's going to help you. If you call Colin about a problem, and I've talked to people who have, his people jump to it and they help you figure out how to get your answer. That's what congressmen are supposed to do. Not just vote for your favorite pet issue, but they're supposed to take care of the people that are within their realm and help you get through the matrix of DC so you can get an answer. And as you get older and you need Social Security or you need different things, that becomes more of an issue. I had a friend who lived in Jasmine's Crockett's district, but Jasmine was running for state house, and she could get no answer from the person that was a Republican that was in that district. So finally I said to her, look, this woman's running. I've met her. She's dynamite. She'll have people on her staff who are helping you. And so she called him, and Jasmine Crockett wasn't even in office yet. And she helped my friend straighten out what her problem was about, and it had to do with unemployment and stuff like that. It was a state issue. And she'll vote for Jasmine Crockett forever. Well, if Jasmine was doing that when she was running for office, you can imagine what it's going to be like, when she's in Congress. And she's done a great deal, made a great deal of difference. We don't push our politicians to be who they're supposed to be because we don't understand it. A lot of people don't. And that's what they're there for. To be the link between the citizen who they serve, and it doesn't matter whether you voted for them or not. Although it's always kind of nice when you have. But thank you,
Bad Hair Day.
Thank you, Bad Hair Day. So,
yeah, it's amazing. There's not enough people are informed.
no,
Many don't really get interested until and only vote, presidential election year.
and they only vote for the president. You guys don't understand. The people who are going to make the most difference in your life are the people that are down ballot.
Yeah.
And in the long run, that election, if you live in a state like I do, where we have nonpartisan elections, city councils and stuff like that in the spring, those are when there's not a lot of glamorous candidates and all that stuff. But that's where the good candidates come from. The training they get working in city councils and for counties. And don't dismiss your county commissioners, because at least the way Texas is set up, and I believe it's like this across most of the country, when the federal government says we're going to build roads and they send the money to the state, then the state sends it to the county. And the county decides how it gets spent. You want to know if you want to hang out and be a crook or a thief, go run for county commissioner. They can do a great deal of good, or they can really make your life a friggin' mess.
Yep, yeah.
So that's my political lecture for the day.
All right, let's bring some inspiration out of here.
Okay. How are we going to inspire today?
Okay. I already pulled mine while you were
blathering. Yes, I understand.
While you were giving your quality wise words.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What you got, Scott?
Emperor, King of Wands, and Page of Coins.
Oh dear.
I'm trying to feel what this means as far as a universal feeling.
Message?
This is from the universe, not from a personal standpoint or whoever.
Mm-hmm.
or who overthrows you. Because usually the emperor is kind of like someone like who controls you. You know,
Mhm.
there's a higher structure above you, but this feels like the universe itself, the emperor. You know what we live by, what we envelop and sense. So we got the universe. I'm going to feel like the emperor is the universe. And it gives us new opportunities and windfalls and support on a daily basis.
Mhm.
Sometimes you just need a little push, and those messages from the universe come in ways we may never know. It's just we need to be open to gain those inspiring moments through our intuition or whatever, and things just get better. You know,
Mhm.
by using your senses daily.
Mhm.
I think that's what it means to me.
That's exactly what I got. I'm using the Crystal Medicine deck, Oracle deck, and the card I pulled for us is Sacred Healing. You're called upon by this card today as a very sacred time for powerful healing on all levels. There are many aspects to healing: the imbalance of a system and how it affects your own body, mind, and spirit. Our bodies are incredible awareness and the intelligence to heal themselves, but we tend to hold on to old emotions, old thoughts, and allow things to deteriorate into disease. Whether your healing is physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual, you're encouraged to look at all thought forms, all old beliefs and emotions you may be holding on to around your sickness. If one thing is out of alignment, it can affect all the others in your system. And then the stone that's in this is malachite. It's for healing on all levels. It will help you get through those old emotions. It will help change old thought patterns. So it's telling us we're in a time we can do this. And the medicine drum has been utilized by many civilizations for powerful healing properties. And if you've never listened to a drum ceremony, it really is sort of bangs it out of you. So um, the drums represent change, celebration, offering to the gods and spirits. Shamans and healers of the tribe often guide people through that trance. So we don't want you to be in a trance, but we want you to understand you can change things by changing your own insides. So go for it. Have a good time.
Excellent. Go out there and be a beautiful. Be you.
Yes. And look for the things in yourself that the things there's going to be a whole lot of stuff that's going to be set up to trigger us. And we need to decide I'm going to participate in this or I'm not. I'm going to pull back and I'm going to heal. Because if you really, really respond strongly to something, it's probably because it brings up some old fear of your own.
Phew. We don't want to hear that. Yeah, I'm going to have to read that article because I'm confused.
Well, what he's doing is he's trying to get a whole lot of the far right, the Nazi elements that are going into the EU to unite. That's what I saw when I scanned the article quickly.
Okay.
Okay, so we don't want that to happen. That would be ugly.
Oh, you're welcome. I, she's just doing her thing. I mean, I really wouldn't want to, be in that
She's
toxic
been in it.
here.
She was in it. I mean, you guys have. Ah, I can't tell you about how weird the people were that used to stand outside Obama's headquarters in Dallas. One time there was a whole bunch of them and they were marching around and they kill babies at 10 months and all this crap. They were marching around a circle in front of our building. And it was when Obama was at a huge rally. And it was like a week before the election. So I went by with my truck and I rolled down the windows and I turned the radio up as loud as I could. And it was the people were ringing, "Oh, Obama, oh, Obama," and I kept circling them. They left. They didn't like being. They didn't like taking it back. So, and don't get triggered, guys. That's why
Yeah.
I watched. That's why I watched a cooking show and went to bed on Thursday.
Yeah. I had some, I was telling Nancy, I had some success trying to speak to one of my Trumper friends just by being calm and rational.
Mm-hmm.
You know, being middle of the road. You know, just, you know, tell them the truth that I have supported Republicans, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Never again, though, but.
Well, you supported a party that was very different. It had the beginning stages of where they are now, but it was very different. And you know, Eisenhower wouldn't be allowed in this crowd. Reagan wouldn't be allowed in this crowd.
Yeah. I mean, my eyes have definitely opened a lot more since 2016.
Yeah.
Before, you know, when I had, yes, it did work, Kathy D. Just being in the middle of the road, calm and collected, not going with the crazy,
Mm-hmm.
you know, not putting any exclamation points on anything. Da, da. But anyway, you know, when I was younger, I didn't really have time for politics. You know, you have two
Mm-hmm.
young kids, and I was farming, working a lot. Da, da. I listened to different things. So when I did see advertising, I just voted. I pretty much just voted for the person that was getting attacked more.
Mm-hmm.
And generally, that ended up being Democrats.
Mm.
And so then when I did take more of an interest, I never voted for Republican again, except pretty much, like I said, I voted for Scott Walker for Wisconsin because I didn't really like who was the Democrat at that time. It
Mm-hmm.
seemed like Scott Walker had a better message. Well, he was, come to find out, he was a liar, not a good man. So I take it more serious who I look at. So, but basically, I won't vote for a Republican again. They would have to be a pretty outstanding person to do so. But yeah, I
Someone
mean,
just delivered a package to my house. So.
yeah, you can basically look at the, you know, it's like Johnson against the other one running a couple years ago,
Mm-hmm.
Mandela Barnes.
Yeah.
Johnson attacked in his ad, spent a ton of money, and people believe Mandela Barnes was a bad guy. Just using his little things that he did wrong in his life. You know, he was behind on his taxes or something. It got all settled, but he got behind child support, whatever, you know. And it, you know, and his messages were always about, you know, jobs and this. He never attacked Ron Johnson's record, really, right? Being the nice guy. Well, the fear won,
right,
in Wisconsin. So
also, wasn't he African American or mixed race?
Yeah, he's African American. He was Tony Evers' lieutenant governor for 4 years.
Okay.
So he won the
and he'd been elected to
nomination,
it's insane.
But the ads went in the wrong direction,
right,
for him to win. But our governor won, which makes little sense, right? You'd think they would have. He was his lieutenant governor, but
no, it doesn't make any sense. And the right person got in the office, so don't worry about it.
Right. But it was all about the messaging.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they got it or not, but I emailed the campaign and I said, I'm not donating any money until you change your messaging.
Mm-hmm. They won't change their messaging. Their messaging is set so far in advance, but I think some Dems have learned to take the gloves off and fight. So
you can fight and give a good message.
Mm-hmm.
And the Barnes campaign and ads were all too nice. They never hit Ron Johnson's record on voting or abortion or anything, or being part of the Stop the Steal crap, nothing. So
Don't get me on how some consultants don't consult. They just come in and says, this is a pattern we've used, and that's how we ended up in this crummy mess. What do you mean?
yeah, I just seen so many ads about we're bringing back manufacturing jobs. I'm like, that doesn't win campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
Manufacturing jobs are not going to win campaigns. How are you going to change someone's life?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, it was frustrating. I think they did a bad job of the messaging.
Mm-hmm.
How's the dam?
Scott.
What's that mean, Rose?
Scott Walker. How's Walker? Isn't his name Scott?
Yeah, his name's Scott Walker. I don't know. He's kind of went away every once in a while. He posts some religious right-wing stuff on his social media that I see, but I don't follow him.
So anyway.
Oh yeah, the dam. There was a dam in
the Minnesota dam. Yeah, that's about.
They were saying They were saying it's gonna go over. Just do some Google. So anyway, we'll let you go. It's already 1:41, and have a blessed Sunday.
Yes, everyone have a good time, and we'll be here next weekend, and then and the weekend after that we won't be.
Right. The 14th, yeah, the 14th I'm gone, helping out in our local Summerfest. So I have to be there the whole weekend. So next weekend, yes. The weekend after, no.
We can see what the Supreme Court has said. And
yeah, big day tomorrow.
Anyway, well, y'all take care and enjoyed it. Bye.
Bye.